interesting. This is like Diamond 3 gameplay. I'm SSL in the game, so yeah, we'll be going over it. I love replay reviews. Alright, bet. Perfect. Here we go. You should probably learn to flip on your kickoff, but in like Diamond to Champ, it's not a huge deal. You can just flip forward, boost, flip forward, boost, and then flip into the ball again, obviously. Not a bad play to go for. Your positioning was pretty solid, waiting mid. You flip to get back. This is all good things. You should probably work on grabbing more pads. Alright, let me go back a little bit. So you're mid here, right? You could have grabbed that pad. The circle to grab the boost. Obviously you just missed the boost. That comes with practice, but you grab the boost. You could have grabbed that pad as well. Would have had 12 more. Grabbing those two is good. You're a little bit close to this play. You could be a little bit further back. Then it'll just be easier to get a powerful hit on this as he hits it out mid to you. Now that you went for that and you're recovering, you probably shouldn't go for this, right? Because he's just beating you now. After this hit, you can assess the situation before you go, realize he's beating you, and just not go, turn around, save your 50 boost, and challenge him at a better time. But regardless, you do go. Now you need to go back. You probably should have grabbed this pad on your left. After you go, right there, pad on your left, you can grab this chain of pads here, right? So, if we go into fly cam, right? You go down here, you grab this one, and you just go like this to get back here behind your teammate and turn. Because now your middle of the field was 0. But you do end up cutting it, so it's not terrible, but it's still their ball. Okay, you grab pads, wait mid. Now you go for corner boost. I mean, you don't really need to go for corner boost here, right? You already have 46 boost before you use a little bit there. You can just grab these two pads you see on the right of your screen, and then you can turn upfield and be mid with like 70. Because now you're still at 70 and you're further back for no reason. Okay, good solid 50. Chasing the demo. Not a bad play. A little bit aggressive though. Try to get the touch up the wall. That just comes with practice. Nice, you wait mid. Try to score. Okay. So like obviously the aerial wasn't the best. You don't really have to double jump for this, right? You can just single jump, boost into it, and then use your flip to try to place the shot. But at the end of the day, just reading the backward and all that just comes with practice, right? Okay, good clear. Grab the boost, go for the ball. You probably should be turning on, like you have ball cam locked on, right? You should be turning on car cam here so you can see how close this guy is, right? Because you have no clue where this guy is. He could just be beating you up the wall for all you know. So you got to turn on car cam, maybe move your camera stick around a little bit. Just assess how close he is, see if he's going to be challenging you, anything like that. Once your teammate has the ball here, right? You hit it up the wall, he ends up hitting it past you. You need to be looking for boost right away, right? You try to bump him, not a bad play, but then you miss a pad there. You probably miss 2 more pads you could have grabbed along the way. You just got to be more aware of when to grab pads, when your teammate's going to be on the ball, and stalling for you to be able to get that boost. It's a really good 50 though. The opponent just did a terrible challenge, but you're in a really good position to take his challenge here. Yeah, you're kind of getting lucky that it goes in, but that's because of your good positioning, you know? You should grab that full boost. Yeah, your teammate needs it, and yeah, he's going for it, but you have the boost to get the play up the wall. He can just go for the back corner, right? So you should be confident in yourself, grabbing this boost, trying to make the play happen up the wall. You just shouldn't expect him to be middle for you then. You definitely need to grab more pads here, right? Being 12 this far up the field is just not allowed. You got to grab more pads, or you got to go all the way back and then come back up. But in this case, let me think about what I would have done, all right? Can I get fly camera? Oh my god. My screen. Painful. I went one too far. Okay, right? You're upfield. You don't have the boost. You're going back, right? Hit it there, forward. Grab one pad. Miss second pad. You don't necessarily have to flip up here in the first place. Let me make that clear, right? You could just, after you hit it forward, just turn down the wall and go back here, pads behind your teammate, kind of thing. Flipping forward into their net means your teammate has to take longer to challenge this ball for you to get back and try to get boost. At this point, like, there's just no boost anywhere. You're hard focused on grabbing the full boost, right? So even if you do flip forward here, imagine you do grab this pad here, right? And then you grab these three and you wait behind your teammate, right? At that point, at least you're not 12. You'll have 48. And then you go forward to grab that pad as well. You're still at 12. Still missing all the pads. But overall, not a terrible play, considering you had no boost. But let's put it this way, right? You start padding better, and you'll have more boost to do anything and everything. The game, when you have boost because you're on pads well, just becomes infinitely easier. Okay, I don't mind challenging that. You probably shouldn't look to challenge this again, right? Once he goes up the wall, you can be confident he's just going to hit it over you. So at this point, you can just turn ball cam off and you can rotate behind your teammate. Just make sure you're not going to bump him, which is why you would turn ball cam off, so you don't bump him. Okay, you grab the full, you wait mid. See? You were, okay, like, you're perfectly aligned on pads after you grab the full boost. After you grab the full boost, look at that. You flipped through and you would have grabbed 4 pads. Just grab 4 pads when you don't have boost now. Oh, no. Oh, no. You did it when you have boost. Now just do it when you don't have boost, too. Not a bad attempt, right? You have to be more aware of your teammate could get dunked here, right? Very clearly, this guy on the wall is going to challenge Pure Win, right? So you have to be more careful that, yes, he could get dunked, and you need to be covering that, right? Whether that's being back post or just being, like, slightly midfield. Like, let's say this is my teammate in an SSL lobby, right? I'd probably assume he's going to go high up the wall, try to get it over this first guy. I might be positioned like right here. Because I can still cover the net if he gets really absurdly dunked for no reason, right? Yes, it is a bad play from your teammate, but you can't do anything about that. You have to just cover what you can cover, right? And being all the way up the field, fully trusting your teammate to get a beat here, is not how you're going to win, especially solo queue. So now that he gets dunked, and it's bouncing middle towards your net, you have to try to make a read you're not comfortable with, right? Whereas if you were positioned better initially, you'd just be able to clear this away immediately. Regardless, though, they miss, so we're chilling. You kind of use all your boost here for no reason, right? Once you miss, you're on the backboard. He hits it around, there's no more need to panic, right? You stop using your boost right here, you're at 59 when you land on the ground, right? And then where does all your boost go? Nowhere. It goes nowhere. Just save your boost, drive up to him so you can challenge, and use your 59 boost to try to 50 the ball away from the guy. Once again, padding issue. You missed a pad there. Let's think about this after you land, right? Once you land, you're in recovery mode, right? You need to recover and get behind your teammate. So you turn around, you miss a pad, you grab this pad. You could have grabbed this pad. Let's say you don't miss the first one, right? You don't miss the first one, you grab this one, you grab this one, and you grab these three, and you turn to face the ball. You then have 5 pads instead of 2. But anyway, we get a clear. Your teammate gets a good demo. You try to show it in on target. That's good. That's all good. Once again, the recovery. Once he beats you, right? You gotta be thinking about how you're gonna get back. So you just flip straight back, right? Not bad in this case, right? But you have to consider all the other possibilities of how you could get back. You could, say, flip middle and go on pads through the midfield, right? All the pads near you are taken, clearly. You can see the one right in front of you and the one up to the left a little bit is taken right now. So, yes, flipping to the corner is a good option here, but you have to consider that flipping middle on pads could be better, given any situation. Okay, try to get a control touch there, end up 50ing it to your teammate. That's pretty solid. You don't have to boom this away. There's nobody near the ball. Instead of jumping, just catch the ball, try to flick it over them. Or cut it around one. Anything like that will do better than just booming it to them. Okay. Now the recovery. Not bad this time. You go through the middle route on the pads. Still not great, but it's better. Okay, shoot it. Good try. Probably should be padding a little more upfield here. Right? Once you have 12 here, your teammate very clearly has possession of the ball. That's when you need to be grabbing the boost. Whenever your teammate has possession, right? Wow. We're going to have to, pure win, we're going to have to talk about these camera settings, but that's okay. That's a conversation for a different time. Right? So we're back here. You get the 50, your teammate ends up beating and getting possession, right? You need to grab this pad. You need to grab this pad. And you need to grab this pad. And then you need to grab this one and challenge the ball. Or fake and turn back. If you have that amount of boost, there's a good chance you just beat him. But now we're trying to recover to a full boost that isn't there, so we go for the other full boost. And by that time, they almost score. But you end up getting the clear. Nice. It's a good try. Good pass as well. Good finish. Nice. Okay. You should grab the mid boost and just wait middle here. Instead of turning up the wall, just drive down the wall immediately and turn and go middle. Also, you don't have to use boost either to do any of that. You can just drive to the middle of the field, and then you'll be a little bit farther left, and it may be easier to go from midfield to aerial for this ball and try to shoot it than just the angle like this, right? Because now you have no angle to shoot on target. You have to hit it around him to their corner instead. Okay, good try on the bump. Bump isn't awful here, but you have to consider if you're trying to bump him and he's taking all the pads, you're gonna have no boost. So it's kind of like you either bump him or they're just probably scoring on you, right? And you do bump him a little, whether that messed him up enough or not, who knows? But yes, bumping him is an option, but like I've said, you have to consider maybe just going to the left a little bit, taking the middle path route on the pads instead. Your teammate misses. So like in this situation, ball's floating, you have to be grabbing pads also, right? You're just sitting still doing nothing while you have time to grab pads. And because of that, you have 2 boosts trying to cover your net. Still low boost, by the way. It's like a chain reaction, right? The more boost you have and the more boost you're holding all the time, it makes the game infinitely easier. I mean, it's kind of a bad read on the wall, but I feel like that's just something that comes with hours in the game. And then you do try to hit it around the first guy once you do have a good read and a good angle on it, so that's good. Okay, I mean, going for the demo here, decent play, but you have to keep in mind he's already beat, right? You could just beat him to these pads and let him just try to rotate back on 0. You don't necessarily have to kill him, but killing him isn't awful. But then once again, use all your boost after you kill him as well, right? Once you kill him, stop boosting, right? You have 25 boost, you kill him, stop boosting. Because now you just wasted 25 boost for no reason. Plus, you pushed up a little too far and grabbed 2 pads only, right? If you go a little more to the right, grab maybe 3, 4 pads, right? Then you have more boost in this situation as well. Not a bad 50, not a bad read. Oh, and that's the game. There you go. Overall, closing statements, you very clearly need to work on grabbing more pads. I think I said it like 6 times. I don't know, but just this, let's like practice, you know, you got to learn the paths of the pads, right? You play enough Rocket League, you'll start to memorize where the pads are. But like overall, your hits on the ball when you needed to, not bad. Definitely champ level, I'd say. If you know, if you have more boost to make those touches, obviously. And also just boost management, right? Knowing when to use and not use the boost you already have.